Shalom, first and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham, Okakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles, chiefly of Great Millstone, and of the other camps that teach sensible things, such as the origin of Yahushai, the doctrine of non-violence, the idea that nobody is supreme based on their color, and of the RFID chip being the mark of the beast. I want to just go into. I was just doing some stuff in the garden, and I just wanted to go into Job chapter 38 and chapter 39, when Yahweh speaks to Job and says, basically, you guys don't know nothing. Job and his friends, they were just talking about, why this could be that Job has befallen, all this hardship has befallen Job, and then Yahushua comes in as a whirlwind. We know the whirlwind is also mentioned in Jeremiah chapter 4, I think, or chapter 3, you know, and also Yahushua, or Yahweh says he has his way in the storm. So the whirlwind is often, or a cloud, as often, these things of the air are often associated with Yahweh, although they do mention Satan as being the prince of the air sometimes, I think. But anyway, going off topic, it kind of made me a bit confused when I was reading Job about why he talks about the ostrich. He's talking about Leviathan and all these massive beasts that he talks about the ostrich. And then kind of came to me just now, so I thought I'd share it. Let me find the ostrich, first of all. Yeah, Job 39. Gave thou goodly wings unto peacocks, or wings and feathers unto ostrich. It's my opinion, so I'm open to big correction. The ostrich is considered a bit of a stupid bird, who's been deprived wisdom. I think that's also in Lamentations. If I go back to my search, let's go back to Lamentations 4 and 3. Even sea monsters draw out the breast, they give suck unto the young ones, the daughter of the people has become cruel, like ostriches in the wilderness. They're not cruel, cruel and stupid, lacking wisdom, you know. Ostrich is not considered to be a wise bird, or a bird that might be revered, not, it's not considered that great a bird. And the idea is that Yahweh was saying, I've laid out the heavens. In Job chapter 38, he talks about how he's laid out the heavens. Then the Lord answered Job 38. Let's get it. The Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, who is it that darkeneth counsel by words without knowledge? Gird up now thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee, and answer thou me. Where wast thou when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare if thou have understanding. Who laid the measures thereof, if thou knowest, or who has stretched the line upon it? That is, you see, when you're building something, you've got to plan it. Otherwise, the building will collapse. If you're making an arch, you have to architect it. You have to engineer it so that it has what balance. And so Yahushua said, I constructed not even the earth, but the foundations of the earth. And when the morning, verse 7, when the morning stars sang together, all the sons of God shouted for joy. Who shut up the sea doors? You see, who the sea doors are, in my opinion, I say again, are the tides. So who is it that controls the tides so that they don't break forth as if it issued out, so they don't just go mad and splash up all the land and mash everything up? and then made the cloud the garment thereof. Do you know what I mean? So he uses the cloud to swaddle the sea, to control the seas, to control the tides, to control the amount of water that's in a particular location at one point in time. And set bars and doors. You see, what he's saying is, I balanced everything. I've made the heaven and the earth balance. The foundations of the earth are laid so that everything would be what? Secure, stable. So the idea being, um, even the stars, who've 25, who've divided the water course for the overflowing of waters, the way of lightning and thunder. It's not just, oh, I made it. I balanced it. I made it so it would work. It was sustainable. It will revolve. I engineered it to be a machine. 31, jumping about a bit. Canst thou bind the sweet influences of the Pleiades or loose the bands of alliance? That is, can you stop the stars coming about in their constellation at the time that they're supposed to? Or can you make the three stars that form the belt of Orion go their separate ways? No. Why? Because I balanced the universe. Can Zeus bring forth Mazzaroth in his season, or can Zeus guide Arcturus with his sons? These, I believe, again, are constellations. Back in the day, they used to say, oh, yeah, all the, maybe it's the Greek heroes are up in the constellations, and at certain times during the year, certain constellations will appear in the sky, and you'd be like, oh, and the way that recognizing the shapes, the way that they recognizes the constellations, they draw shapes around them and assign them to things like Orion or Perseus or the Bear or the Big Dipper. So these stars will come about in their season, but can you bring them forth in their season? No. Who is it, therefore, that is bringing these things time and time again at the correct season? Who's balanced the universe so that the stars come uh, come into constellation, into view at the correct time at the seasons, such that that they will influence. Well, it's not the stars that influence the Earth, but you know that summer's coming from the Pleiades. Can 34? Can stars lift up their voice to the clouds, such that abundance of waters may cover thee? Can you make it rain? Do you know when to make it rain, such that every single plant and living thing will be able to be have enough nourishment in the during the time that they choose to grow, and in the winter when they choose not to grow and they're shielded up, you make it such that it doesn't rain so much. Will you balance, like 39? Will thou hunt the prey of for the lion, or fill the appetite of young lions? Are you able to balance the universe such that you can make there be enough prey for lions about, because you've obviously put the water enough water in the ground to nourish enough plants to feed the prey for the lions? Can you balance that? Who provideth the raven his food? So it's about balance. It's not just about God showing out that, oh yeah, I created this, I balanced everything. And this is the lesson for Job, even when he speaks about the ostrich. Let me see if I can find that ostrich thing again now. Keep losing it. I think it was in 39. Yeah, where was it now? So he talks about the the goats, knowing when they can come forth to calve, to have babies. number in the months that they will fulfill, such that the babies are born in spring, such that the babies are there to eat the tenderest of of the herbs that are shooting forth, because he's balanced the waters, which are balanced in themselves by the influences of the stars. Because the stars also, I'm not talking about that bullshit astrology now, but the gravitational pull of the stars will affect the tides, you know? So everything's in balance. And they've gave us, and let's go to 13, because this is where it all came about. Because I was confused. Why is he talking about an ostrich? Why is he talking about certain birds? But gavest thou the goodly wings unto peacocks, or the wings and feathers unto the ostrich, which leaveth her eggs in the earth and warmeth them in the dust, and forgetteth that the foot may crush them, or that the wild beast may break them. She is hardened against her young ones, as though they were not hers. Her labour is in vain without fear. Because God hath deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted to her understanding. What time she lifted up herself on high, she scorneth the horse and its rider. Hath thou given the horse strength? Hast thou given the horse strength? Hath thou closed his neck in thunder? The ostrich is a stupid bird and cruel and without wisdom. She's hardened against their young ones. She's cruel. The ostrich is known as a cruel bird. In Lamentations 4 and 3, I believe it said she was cruel. We just looked at that. But yet, the ostrich forms part of the system, and things aren't always fair in the system. In the system, you have great beasts like Leviathan, who no man can draw a hook to or caught. Well, only no man can draw a hook him in his mouth and pull him out. And they've got great beasts like the horse whose neck is carved in thunder. Chapter 19 and verse 19. But yet the ostrich plays a part in the system of incredible balance. As a creature of God, things will not be always fair, and you will not be the greatest. But yet you are to play your part in the system and the structure as is laid out for you by Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. And that concludes my study of the ostrich. The ostrich is stupid, but yet, even in their stupidity, even though she forgetteth that the foot may crush her eggs that she's buried in the ground, her eggs still survive. All praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Makar Kodash, Shalom.